YouTube, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a first time checking out my channel, thank you for stopping and hitting the play button. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and checking me out. I talk about books, inks, fountain pens, just kind of like what's going on in my life in general on that kind of creative sphere and things that are providing spark and inspiration. This channel is almost 8 years old, I want to say, so it's kind of morphing right now. But I just wanted to kind of come in today. I've got a small mini haul of inks, and I want to talk to you about what I've got currently inked for the month of February, kind of change and show you what I had in January. I've got water on the side, so I'm going to use my Miasim pad to show you what I had currently inked in the month of January. I hope you guys can see this okay. I had my Benu Minima with Diatramentus Aubergine. My Leonardo Nuda, I have Diamine Oxblood in it. My Pilot Vanishing Point, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, has Sailor Manual Coque. My Leonardo Vanishing Point has Ventalucia. My Laban, which is this one right here. I should show you guys what these look like so you can see what they look like. I still have all of these pretty much currently inked, so let me get into my Vanishing Point, my Leonardo Nuda, and my Benu. So let me back up. Sorry about that. I'm going to back up a little bit so you guys can see my fountain pens. I still have these currently inked in February, so I've got the Benu Minima. This has the Diatramentus Aubergine ink. This is my Pen Venture Leonardo Collab Nuda pen. I love this pen. This one has Diamine Oxblood in it, and it's in a fine nib, and so is the Benu. My Pilot Vanishing Point in Blue Carbonese. I hope you guys can see the blue. They have a black one, so let me just see if I can get this to focus in where it needs to kind of come focus in on. This is a blue Cabernet. There you go. That one has a fine point on it. This is the Laban Cambridge 325. This has in it Dominant Industry. Let me just bring this back this way. Dominant Industry Earl Grey Tea. I then have in my Sailor Pro Gear, when I was announcing what I had currently inked in February, I forgot the name of this, but this is the Black Hole by Sailor. Absolutely. I call this my Star Wars pen. This one has, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the flex in it. Maybe if I do it that way, you might see the flex in it. That one has Diamine Candlelight, Red Series Candlelight. Lastly, I have in here two pens. This is the Esterbrook in Sea Glass, and that's Rockin' Robert Oster Jade. And then finally, I'm able to show you, the Opus 88, and I kind of screwed this up. The Opus 88 Clear Demo had Robert Oster African Gold. That has run dry. And I skipped one of these when I was doing this. I'll take back the Esterbrook, the Sailor, the Laban. But I also forgot, after the Leonardo, I have my Primary Manipulation with Jonathan Brooks collab. I finally got this back after like a year and 3 months back from Leonardo. And I've been writing with that and really enjoying that fountain pen. So no changes for the month of February in my lineup. So it's going to be pretty much carrying over because I did kind of move into the Leonardos at the end of January. I also inked up the Esterbrook and the Sailor Black Hole. So with that being said, I felt like I'm going to just continue what I'm doing for the rest of the month in February since we're, kind of close to the end. But what I do have today is some new inks in February. And I always keep my Kaweco Perkeo. I always keep this inked up because this is my throw in my bag, my EDC. It's very trusty. I use cartridges. It's great for travel. So I do have some inks from Van Ness Pens that I was very much looking forward to trying out. I'm kind of in a low buy situation, so I'm not going completely crazy with fountain pen supplies. And I do have one, hopefully this month, I do have one surprise. But I've been kind of low budgeting and kind of slowing my roll when it comes to acquiring fountain pens. Inks I will still dabble in probably a couple of times during the year. So this is my first ink haul for 2025. And I have 4 samples of inks, and I'm going to swatch them out so that you guys can see them. And again, I'm using the Miasen paper today. I've had this for quite some time. This is a very, oops, let me bring this up. This is a very large notebook from Miasen, but it's fantastic. I used to use it when I was taking a study program, and I just have it left over, so I'm just trying to use all the paper in it. So again, shopping what I have versus trying to shop for new things all the time. But without further ado, I want to go through the 4 inks that I have. Let me just find out where they are. And some of these are very anticlimactic colors, but I really wanted to try them out. So I'm still on the hunt for really good yellows. I find that the Diamine Candlelight Red Series is probably one of my best showable, legible yellow inks. I absolutely love it. And then the Robert Oster African Gold is kind of a darker, almost leaning towards the brown end of a yellow ink. So they consider that, I think, a gold technical color, although not as metallic. Right now, I've got Califilio, and I really do like Califilio's inks. I've got, it's called Eau Dorée, so I think it's kind of golden sunlight is what it's kind of representing as. And I'm going to, I've got a little pen here, little dapper. I've been seeing people do this, and I've been kind of curious as to how this plays out. And hopefully, oops, I can just get a little drop here, because a little dab goes a long way. And then I want to write out what it looks like. So let me just swatch, take this and take this out, and hopefully I can get rid of contaminated water as far as color is concerned. And got a little glass spoon, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit, show you what this color looks like. Ooh, it is a pretty color. Very similar, though, I think, to, just rinse this off, to African Gold, maybe. So let's just see how this looks. And again, I'm just using like a dip pen from Sailor. Might need to, and the lighting is very dark here because it's an overcast day in the DMV. But I do like the color. It's a little bit lighter than the African Gold in this kind of dip pen scenario. So probably would be good in a medium-sized fountain pen, but I find the color very pleasant and legible, which is sometimes very hard to find when it comes to yellow inks. But this one looks like it's a winner, and I actually really do like the color. But yeah, I think for this ink, probably a medium nib would probably be better than a fine, especially a Japanese fine. A Western fine would probably work just as well, just because of how much broader it is in the nib width than the Japanese. So that is Califilio Hyodori or Dore, depending on how you want to use your accent. Next up, I have Diamine Shimmertastic Cobalt Jazz. Really looking forward to seeing what this one looks like. This has got a little bit, I think, of shimmer ink. No? I think it shades with shimmer. It's kind of an interesting ink from what I could tell. Just put a little drop here. And this is going to probably send my water purity out the window. And it's just a blue ink, but it's a pretty blue ink. And I don't mind blue inks. Legal documents are good for that kind of thing, but it's going to have a little bit of flavor to it, I think. And again, Diamine Shimmer Tastic Cobalt. I cannot spell today. And that's supposed to be a B. Okay, and then that's Jazz. Beautiful blue ink, which I don't mind blue ink. Some people find them to be really boring, and they can be. But it's also great for legibility, so there's that. I hope everybody's doing well. It is very cold, but it's still winter. I'm looking forward to spring already. I don't know about anybody else, but I am definitely looking forward to spring just because it just seems to be. I'm tired of putting on bulky coats, bulky coats and heavier gear. I'm ready to like lighten my load. Plus, not to mention when you travel, it's just so much easier to travel with clothes that are not as bulky. All right, next up, I have Van Diemen's Encore Stage Fright. And I forgot what this color looks like. Oh, I think it's kind of a tealish blue color. So I wanted to get, I do have a couple of teals, but I don't have a lot. And I thought that that would be a good color for me to explore for this spring. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. And just cleaning out my pipette. And this is like almost like a bluish gray, but I love this kind of color. Find it to be one of my faves. And I really do like Van Diemen's as a brand because I just find that they have very unique colors. But it's running a little bit dry in this nib. Van Diemen's Encore. This one is Stage Fright. Yeah, this is one of, I love this color. I love the blue grays. All right, and that's what that writing sample looks like. Okay, last one out of the 4 that I have received is going to be Waterman's Tender Purple. Always looking for a good purple. Yeah, this is going to be the last one. Probably will use these next month. I'm just going to let things ride where they are. Oh God, this purple inside, it looks like, oh, look at that. It's just so pretty. Yeah. That purple is really gorgeous. Nice and punchy. So this should be a winner. I do like using that glass spoon. That makes nice little circles without me having to use lids of anything. Okay, Waterman's Tender Purple. Really well behaved, as Waterman inks tend to be. I'm liking the shade of purple. You know, it's not a lilac, it's not running pink, it's not running overly saturated with blue. It's running kind of to a true purple. Love this color. All right, let's just do the last quick brown fox. If I could talk and write at the same time, sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. So my reading is going really well for the month of for February. I will say I cannot wait to do a February wrap up to see how far I get through, but I just finished reading Parable of the Sower. I said sour before on a previous, but it's sower. That book, very dark, but very good, and good prose by Octavia Butler, who unfortunately is no longer with us. But I need a palate cleanser after reading it because it was very, very dark. So that is going to be leading me into the nonfiction that I had in the previous video. I think, can't wait to show you guys this, that I was talking about in the previous video to this episode that's getting ready to drop. So check out the previous video. I'll put a link up here in the corner so that you guys know what I'm reading for the month of February. I have started Surrounded by Idiots, and I'm currently reading that. And then I'm going to be moving on to my other picks of my February TBR. So hopefully I can get them all done. It's kind of ambitious, but I'll see what happens. Let me show you now that some of these have dried what they look like. And I love the sample of the Diamine Fantastic, Shimmer Fantastic, but I'm hoping that it comes through in the writing on a broader nib maybe. Okay, so this is the Calophylia. I'm going to just come down here, come back out. The Calophylia, that's the sample, and then this is the writing on that. And then, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see Shimmertastic, but I'm seeing purple halo and a little bit of gold on this, and it's so pretty. I'm hoping that close-up zoom will let you see. Maybe there, I'll do that. There you go. You can see it a little bit that way. I'm hoping that it shows up in the ink, and I might have to write it with a broader nib for that one. The Van Diemen's Encore Stage Fright, I absolutely love that color. It has got a little bit of gray and a little bit of teal in it. So it's an interesting color. It's leaning a little bit more bluish green with a little bit of gray maybe in it. And then the Waterman's Tender Purple is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I think that's probably one of the purest colors of a purple ink that I've seen in a long time without it being overly saturated. It's just like, I think it's just right. So let me know what you think of these 4 inks. Which one did you like the most? Would you get any of them? Get none of them? Let me know in the comments below and share. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for checking out the channel. Until next time, take care. Stay safe. Bye.